So are there other nutrients that the plant itself can steal from older parts of the plants? Are there many?
Yes. Yes, there's many actually. It's nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, actually chloride and sodium. But the majority of the plants are actually pushing chloride and sodium down to the lower parts of the plant to keep it away from the baby plants, but they do need a little bit of both of those elements. And then sulfur is considered mobile if you want to really look into the research, but it's got a list of contingencies and it's really, really highly linked to nitrogen. So a lot of times people have a sulfur deficiency and it's really because they can't get the sulfur to move. And many times it's linked to their nitrogen mobility. So I kind of don't want to do a deep dive into that one right now. But if we're just talking about NPK and magnesium, those are macromobiles. So if you're seeing any kind of symptoms on the lower parts of your plant, not always, but many times it could be NPK or mag, or it can be a toxicity of chloride or sodium. And sometimes sodium toxicity and potassium deficiency look very similar. They can, and they're also going to be on the older leaves. And they also can go hand in hand. You can have a sodium toxicity and a potassium deficiency at the same time.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. So we bounce into soil chemistry and we talk about the saturated paste test, and then we talk about exudate. So the plant can control, we call the saturated paste test, or the CEC, cation exchange capacity, or sites specifically, as the storage, as the bank account for the plant. And if the plant's looking for potassium or magnesium, it can easily leak out calcium and push those off the CEC sites and then uptake them regularly. The only problem is sodium and potassium are both single bonded electrons, so they're easier to pull off and go back to, okay, the plant wanted potassium, there wasn't potassium there, they accidentally uptook the salt instead because they're potassium deficient. So you just gave like a solid answer to understanding why those tests are so critical, and understanding the health of the plant, because when the plant's suffering and not as healthy, it doesn't have the ability to produce the exudates, to pull from the bank accounts. So it's like a downward spiral. So it goes back to really understanding nutrition in the soil, as well as trying to understand what is moving throughout the plant to maintain that higher level of growth. And of course, at the end, we're looking for the production, whether it's the fiber, whether it's the fruit, or whatever. So again, a really important link between understanding soil chemistry and mobile nutrients throughout the plant itself.